What's up? Welcome back to the Dosage podcast. We're live here talking about the year 2009 in gaming, the year that I was 24 years old, and I'm with iRob, the one, the two, the three, the fourth one, iRob, the illustrious man standing tall at 5'6", weighing in an impressive, what, 205?
$195.
Oh, man.
195.
195 pounds, hailing from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
I don't think they claim me, but it's okay.
Rejected from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Okay. Also with us tonight, sitting on the casting couch.
Giggity.
Ty is here.
Ty.
The great Ty.
The great Ty. See, I did it the opposite. I gave iRob the hype this time, and then Ty was just mediocre.
Yeah.
Do we feel
But nothing
balanced
about
now?
Ty. No.
Do I need to favor you again?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, sitting on our couch tonight, the creator,
The innovator.
the innovator, the
Uh-huh.
best, the entertainer, every week, the one and only.
Well, sometimes.
Sometimes he says, the one and only,
Hi.
Ty. He's the Ty guy. He loves to entertain your ears.
Wednesday.
He loves to
I am pretty
entertain you. Anyways, welcome everyone. We're feeling slappy tonight. It's Wednesday night here. We're recording this a day late again. I had Tuesday off this week. I was attending a concert, the Hella Mega Tour, which was awesome. Glad you asked, and I'm glad I shared. It was a lot of fun though. But we're talking about
me.
I did not take you. I'm sorry.
You did take your wife, though, so I guess I can forgive you.
Okay, as you should. Let's paint the picture, though, shall we? We're here to talk about 2009, not about last night. That's what he said. The year 2009 in gaming. Square Enix fully acquires Eidos Interactive, the publishers of the Tomb Raider and Hitman series. This is important because of things to come in the upcoming years, so stay tuned with our show. We're going to be talking about the importance of this acquisition in the years to come. E3 2019 in Los Angeles was showcased many new games as well as new motion controllers for both the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. Sony's new iteration of the PlayStation Portable handheld was also revealed. The PSP Go is the first handheld console to forego the use of any physical media, opting to use digital download only. I still have my PSP Go. I thought it was a cool, fun little design, great idea, and it's a fine system. Just wish it had better games. Gamescom 2009 held at Cologne Trade Fair in Cologne, Germany, where Sony unveiled the new version of its PlayStation 3 consoles. The 120 gigabit PS3 Slim, which rebranded the PlayStation 3 using a new logo as well as a new exterior design. Batman Arkham Asylum attains a Guinness World Record for most critically acclaimed superhero game ever. Apple launched the iPod Touch 3G that year, and the launch of the new Sony PSP Go, which was met with mixed reviews due to its high pricing in comparison to its predecessor, the PSP 3000, which was the third iteration of the PSP handheld, which had slight adjustments to how it was built, as well as the screen and various other things. So that is the year 2009 in gaming as far as painting a picture in the important events. Let's talk about our honorable mentions, though, before we get to our own personal top 10 picks for that particular year. Do all of us have honorable mentions?
I do not.
I have one.
All right. Ty does not have any honorable mentions. iRob has one. iRob, what you got?
So this is my honorable mention just because of how much you liked the game. I have Halo Wars.
Oh, you did a nod for me, you say.
I did. It came out that year, and it was Halo. It was the real-time strategy, which you love both of those things, so you played it quite a bit.
It's true. You're not wrong.
So that was my one honorable mention I had for 2009. Just throwing it over to you because if it's at least one of your honorable mentions for this year, I'm sure.
Do you think it's an honorable mention or a top 10 for me?
I don't know. You've been surprising me a little bit because some games that you've been putting in for honorable mentions, I know you played a lot. So
Yeah.
I'll put myself out there. I think it is in your top 10.
Rated also says top 10. So here's the thing. When I pick my top 10, I consider the lasting power and importance of these games. Also, like you said, what I played around this time period. So I kind of weigh both opinions on that. And then I combine the thoughts, and that's how I've ranked these. With that in mind, since Ty does not have any honorable mentions, I have a handful. Again, surprise, surprise. I will power through this as fast as I can, but also giving reason and validation to my honorable mentions instead of putting them in my top 10. Because I know people love to hate on the internet. That's just what they do. So I welcome it. Hate, hate, hate. Leave me a comment. Get mad at me. Get angry. Don't give a damn. Honorable mentions. Skate 2.
Wow, I'm now mad at you.
For real?
Is that the reaction you were hoping for?
Sure.
Yes.
I need a little bit more bass in your voice, though. Because that's.
Oh, sorry. I hate you.
Now you sound like my kid.
Okay.
He's about the same age as your kid, isn't he?
Whoa, no.
Wow. Wow, Wubsy.
What kind of show you think we do here?
I am not a child, okay? I'm a big boy.
Oh, I'm just gonna tell you. I remember working with someone, and working at the gas station days, who direct quote, "I am 18. I am a grown ass man." Someone told that to me before.
I was.
That wasn't you.
But I was a grown-ass man at 18.
Whatever you say, dear.
Dear? Don't dear me.
Well, does that mean I'm a grown-ass man?
It's true you are, Ty.
All right.
I don't even think I'm a
Those were your
grown ass man.
honorable mentions,
There you
right?
go. Yes, he is.
Okay.
What you got next, Rap?
All right, continuing on. Honorable mentions. Fear 2 Project Origin. This is a horror shooter with a really good story, and I would love absolutely for them to do a remaster or re-release of these games on modern consoles, because they're a lot of fun. They're hard to find now for whatever reason, and they're not backwards compatible on the Xbox One, which is kind of frustrating, to be honest with you. So even if you were to find these games, you can't play them unless you have a 360 or on Windows, and that's unfortunate. Rated says Fear was good, but didn't make my top 10 either. Fear is a great series. Two is a standout for me of that series. Another honorable mention, I've played this one all the way through on stream, and then you could hear my frustrations during the entire run of that game. Resident Evil 5. I love the Resident Evil franchise, the number one specifically, and this, I have a love-hate with the game. If you want to learn more about that, check out the Let's Play that I did on the channel. Guitar Hero Metallica. It's Guitar Hero and Metallica. Like, there's no other need to describe that other than if you want a real challenge, play this game. Because literally, like, every song is expert. I don't think there's a song on there that's not expert as far as difficulty. The Godfather Part 2, the game. Another fun sandbox, kind of like, obviously, Mafia, Godfather type game. This one was really cool. You could basically have little sections of the city that you controlled and did different missions with that. Fun game. It's sad that they didn't continue that franchise, at least to my understanding. UFC 2009 Undisputed. This was like probably my prime time period for me being interested in the UFC. I knew pretty much every fighter. I watched every UFC pay-per-view, and I played every UFC game. This one I was even pretty decent at online. The one and only rare occurrence where a fighting game that I'm good at online. But I put a lot of time into this one, so it was a really good game. Prototype, underrated game, and a lot of fun. Another sandbox game, which came out around the time that was kind of in the shadows of games like Infamous. And I think that's what hurt this particular game's reputation, because Infamous was a better game. Also out this year for honorable mention, Ghostbusters, the video game that was played on our channel. It's considered like a third film. That's how much effort they put into the story for this one, and even including getting the voice talents to be in the game. If you have not seen or played Ghostbusters, the video game, I highly recommend it. Guitar Hero Smash Hits, Guitar Hero 5, The Beatles Rock Band. As you can see, music was prominent as far as the stuff that I was consuming. I was buying every stupid little music game and expansion at this time. That includes my next honorable mention, DJ Hero. Yes, there was a DJ thing that you could pretend you were a DJ, and I had to buy it because reasons. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. Saw, the video game. This game was garbage, but I love the Saw franchise. And I played it, and it was bad. But it's an honorable mention, nonetheless. Demon's Souls. Basically the game that crafted the Dark Souls type of gameplay. If you want to be punished in a game for not being good, play a Souls game. And definitely try Demon's Souls. Very innovative, very new for what it was doing. Brutal Legend. If you like Jack Black, play Brutal Legend. This game is so out there and so weird, but it is so fun. Highly recommend it. And it's got a little bit of mix and tower defense partly through the game, which blew my mind because I had no clue what the hell was happening. SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. Sorry, Ty.
Wow.
Bayonetta. If you like Devil May Cry and you haven't tried Bayonetta, play Bayonetta. Bayonetta is fantastic. If you like God of War type games, Devil May Cry, basically like the beat 'em ups, Bayonetta is fantastic. Lego Rock Band, Band Hero. As you can see, there's a common trend continuing. Dragon Age Origins, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I'm going to get a lot of hate for that being an honorable mention. I'm sorry, not sorry. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, Left 4 Dead 2, Assassin's Creed 2, and Guitar Hero Van Halen. Those are my honorable mentions, and you're like, well, what the hell's in your top 10 then? Stick with us. We're going to tell you. Ty, let's talk about our top 10.
All right, coming in hot with my number 10. They're your backyard friends, the Backyardigans the game.
What? Elaborate, please, because I am so lost right now.
I did not know that the Backyardigans had a game, but my favorite show when I was growing up was the Backyardigans. The Backyardigans, SpongeBob, Little Einsteins, Wonder Pets. Those were my four most watched shows ever. So when I saw that the Backyardigans had a game, I had to put it on here.
Okay, what is a backyardigan?
A Backyardigan? Okay, so there's these four little kid characters that play pretend in their backyard. Their imagination was so extravagant that they could literally create whatever they were imagining. It was one episode, they were being international super spies, and their backyard just morphed into an actual Sabai Island, and they had costumes and all. But in actuality, they were just a bunch of kids playing around in their friend's backyard.
I think we might have missed the generation gap on that one there, Trev.
Yeah, I completely missed out on that. Rated says that they remember that episode, Ty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also getting hate for not having Assassin's Creed 2 in my top 10.
I don't have it in my top 10 either. So
see?
We can get hate together, bro.
Boom.
So it wasn't in any of our top 10. So there you go.
Hate on us all.
Sorry, not sorry.
My number top 10 here, I have Resident Evil 5. And this game, while I did play it, and it is in my top 10, it also made it where I haven't played another Resident Evil since.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that before, and that makes me sad because and I've said this before too, they've brought it back so well. And even 6 is worth playing through because it is better than 5, and I feel that's a subjective opinion, probably not a popular one. But I'm sad for you because while I understand and I have abandoned franchises before when a game just is really bad, I think you should give this series a chance and get back into it.
I tried, and like I said, I played it enough for it as my top 10, but it kind of killed it for me. Like my want to play any of the ones after it have been pretty non-existent.
Fair enough. Rated says Assassin's Creed 2 is one of the best in the series up to Black Flag. Black Flag is one of the best in that franchise for sure. 10 is Resistance Retribution for Rated. Well, my number 10 is probably an underrated game or underappreciated game. I don't see this on many people's top 10 lists at all, so I felt it was necessary for me to include it because this is an actually really good game, especially during this time, because raise your hand, because this isn't a thing that exists too much anymore. Do you remember when every time a film came out, they had to make a video game adaptation of such film? How many of those are good?
You.
Not many, right? Well, my number 10 is X-Men Origins Wolverine. This game is incredible. You upgrade Wolverine's abilities by getting various combos and moves with his, what do you call them? His claws, I guess. Yes. It plays like a God of War game. It is a hack and slash bloody game that loosely follows the movie named after the movie. And honestly, like, it is so good, even down to the Sentinel battles towards the end of it. And you collect little health things and orbs to level up and gain experience, again, to master new abilities and powers, and then finishes. And it's just a bloody mess of a game. Like, you claw through people and slice them up. And it is so good. Highly recommend it if you can get your hands on this game, which you probably can. Again, I don't see a popular opinion many places on this, but it is a really solid game. That's my number 10.
Alrighty.
Ty,
What you got for number 9, Ty?
My number 9 is Tekken 6. I've always been a big fighter game fan, and Tekken 6 is another one of those games where me and my family just all gathered around and played it. I know that's become a common theme for the things that have been on my list, but that's just the way it is, brother.
That's just the way it is.
Nothing wrong with that.
Just the way it is.
Right. If we want to roll into my number 9, I had Guitar Hero Metallica. And for the same reasons that Trav said, it's a Guitar Hero and Metallica. So if you know anything about those two, throwing them together, you know what the game's about. So
the thing I really like, if you're a big Metallica fan, some of their like notable venues that they played at with their stage setups, in the career mode, it touches on like just that, right? So from their roots to stadium stardom, I felt that was a nice little touch. There's not too many in the game. Like, I think there's only like 3 or maybe 5 periods of time that they highlight during their career up to that point. And then you could download Death Magnetic, I believe, on top of that. Or that could have been with a Rock Band. I don't remember.
I'm not sure either. Some of them blend together. I can't tell you exactly what game had which, but
that was the problem, because there was too many at this time. They oversaturated it, and they ultimately shot themselves in the foot with that. Just too many. I mean, you listen to my honorable mentions. Half my honorable mentions were music games, and this was just in 1 year.
Yeah, it was. And then Guitar Hero did it to themselves, where I think you had 5 that were just Guitar Hero games that came out this year.
Yes, and Band Hero.
Yeah, which was them trying to put like drums and stuff into it, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just too much. Too much.
Number 9. What is your number 9, sir?
My number 9 is a popular one for Andrew Lana, which would be higher up on her list than it is mine, and that would be The Sims 3. I always love a good Sims game. They're a lot of fun. and I enjoy each and every one of them, but I wouldn't make any of them my number one unless there was not a lot of other things that year. But The Sims 3, again, it improved and perfected upon things from prior releases, obviously improved visually, gameplay-wise, mechanically. My biggest critique every time a new Sims numbered game comes out, it means you have to start over. You go back down to the bare bones after you've had so many DLCs for the prior generation's game, and then you have to wait and spend $30, $40 on each DLC pack as they come out and build back up the features that were once so readily available in the past ones. Specific things like even just getting a pet. You had to wait for $20 to $40 expansion to get a pet. For pools, you had to wait for that. For apartment living, like, it was just, it's a money game, and like, I was at that age where I started to learn that it was a money game. I became aware, and I'm like, well, you little dirty bastards. I see what you're doing. Taking all my money. But yes, Sims 3.
Not just yours.
No, everybody's. Ty, what you got for number 8?
Oh, for number 8, Earthworm Jim 2. So, Earthworm Jim.
Not mad at it.
I didn't play too much of it, mostly because I would get stuck on like every level ever. But I just really liked his head. The fact that his head was so thin and slimy really was the funniest thing in the world to me when I played it. So that's why Earthworm Jim is on here. No sentimental reasons. I just thought he looked really funny.
Oh my god. You know how they put like review quotes on the back of movie boxes when you buy the movie? Mm-hmm. Thin and slimy is like that snippet from this episode now that would be on the back of the DVD box.
His head is so thin and slimy.
So thin and slimy. Ty, 2021. What the hell?
Oh. How am I supposed to follow that up?
I don't know. Thick and dry?
Oh. Well, we'll just keep moving on, I guess.
Yeah, please do.
My number 8, which I don't know if a lot of people would like it, but I remember I played it a lot, and I think it was because I got it in a discount bin. But I had The Wheelman.
Oh, I remember that. It was like a rip-off Driver game, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're trying to capitalize on it, but I liked it. It was a little different, where basically you could get jobs where you didn't actually like rob the bank, but you were the wheelman on different things, and you had to do different challenges and progress through it. So it was like, if you want to take like the driving kind of from GTA, but that's all you do is you just drive. I just remember I played it a lot, so and it was a good time killer at the time for that period for me. So that was in as my number 8.
I mean, if you could find a good game in the bargain bin, that's, I mean, in itself noteworthy. So I can't say I've played it, so I don't have any insight on it. I remember what it was, but I never played it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was in the discount bin. Throwing it back here at a Blockbuster when I got it.
Damn, Blockbuster! Shout out, sponsor us. Oh wait.
Oh darn.
Anyway, my number 8 is Halo 3 ODST. Cody's not here to shit on me. But that's my number 8. It's a fine game. Like I said, it introduced Firefighter.
It's not Halo.
It is Halo, but like the best thing about this game was the mysterious advertising before the game launched on what it was going to be, and then the game came out, and it was just like, are you just killing time before the next Halo game? Like, what is this? I guess.
We talked about the other one. For me, the way I say that is they changed the health system in it, and it just, to me, that it made it where it wasn't Halo.
Yeah. The thing I do remember, I don't believe this was a full-priced game. I believe it was only $39 at launch, which helped. Because it was a fairly shorter game, and there just wasn't a lot to it. It's not awful. It is, to me, the worst Halo game, though. What you got for number 7, Ty?
Number 7, Cooking Mama 3, Chop, Shop, and Chop.
Is there a Cooking Mama game every year?
Probably.
Is this,
and the
is there anything
kicker
you
for
can say to expand on it more, or should we just let it go at this point?
No, I want to hear it. What's unique about
the
this
funny
one?
part is that I didn't even play this one.
Oh,
I just put Cooking Mama on the list because Cooking Mama. So
it's like I'm forever invested in the IP. I will forever support Cooking Mama. I don't care.
Cooking Mama.
So
Cooking Mama for life.
What if they had a spin-off? And hear me out.
Uh-huh.
Called Cooking Dada.
Cooking Dada?
Yeah.
I don't know. Might make me act up a little bit on that one.
Can't
would
Dada
that-
too?
What would that game be about? Would he be like at the barbecue?
Cooking Daddy, bro.
So
He
instead,
just like
because I'm assuming she's in the kitchen, right? Would he be at the?
she's
like,
in the kitchen. So he's like at the bar.
He's at
and
the bar or the
he's making
barbecue.
like fried food, and he's like cooking at the barbecue, but he only knows how to make hot dogs and hamburgers.
That's
until you
level
get
one.
further
That's
up.
level one.
Yeah,
you gotta work
get
up.
further up, and then you're like grilling the ribeye steaks and the spare ribs and all that.
We gotta stop. We can't put this is like we should be marketing this to people.
We
Yeah.
are. This
They
is
owe us
our
money
idea right
already.
here. We own
But,
this.
but it's out there for everybody to have, so they could just take it now. We
No,
gotta keep it under lock, man.
We own this. So you should start out with he's burning the pork chops, yelling at the kids. Yes, and he has a Miller High Life in his hand, and he's got like a mullet and like a porn stash. This guy's cool. And he's got those old like Macho Man aviators, like the old like multicolored sunglasses. That guy's so cool.
Well, speaking of, we'll go into my number 7 here, and just because it was one of the first games that I bought for the Wii, and I had Punch Out for the Wii.
I always forget that you had a Wii. That's so weird.
I didn't get it at launch, so I was a little late. But this was one of the games where, just boxing on the Wii, so boxing and stuff. It was fun.
I remember when that came out. I was living at the apartment at the time, and you could see in through. This makes me sound like a major creeper, but whatever. You could see through the window, like their main living room window of the apartment across the way from us, and the TV. You could see. I mean, it's like right in the window. They were playing Punch Out, and I'd always just kind of like stop and watch for a moment when I'd be walking in or whatever. That's the memory.
If you ever played Punch Out, you know what it is. It's for the Wii, so you actually like move Max and throw the punches. Good times.
It's a good series. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Punch Out, unless you have to move around. You said what now?
Well, did you do your number 7 yet?
Oh no, my number 7. You were guessing whether it'd be this in my honorable mentions or my top 10. Well, it's in my top 10. My number 7 is Halo Wars. I love a real-time strategy game. I grew up playing Command & Conquer on the PC, and you develop and make a game like that, but in the world of Halo, with Halo vehicles, with the Spartans and the Covenant. Of course I'm going to like it. Of course I'm going to buy it. It's on a console too. Yes, sign me up.
Of course you're going to play it for hours.
And I did. This is another one I even played online against people because I thought I was really good. I got humbled, but I tried, and I had fun, and I did win some matches. But the thing that really bothered me that I enjoyed so much in skirmish mode in Command & Conquer was just building massive bases, basically building up like a giant beehive of units and swarming the other base and just taking them out in one fell swoop. Like hundreds of infantry, tanks, you name it. That was my strategy in Command & Conquer. Very effective one, too. Time consuming, but effective. Well, there is a cap in Halo Wars. You could only have so many units on the screen.
You just made the list!
Storm, thank you for the sub ×7. That is amazing. 7 months now. You just got yourself an entry 2 towards a controller from Design Labs. So best of luck when we do the raffle on that. And again, thank you so much for that sub. With Halo Wars, there was a infantry or unit cap, and I can't believe it's been 7 months either. Storm, that goes by quick, doesn't it? We've been a channel in 2 months for 4 years. That's crazy. I've been doing this every week for 4 years straight. But with the cap of the characters, so like infantry would be like 1. Certain vehicles would be like 2, 3, or 4, and then your giant, like depending on the side you were on, you would have like a scarab if you're on the Covenant, right? Which is like their giant like thing. And then the crawl, I forget what it's called. The elephant, I think, was the Spartans, the UNSC, and that would take more units, but you could have those bigger ones as like spawning points or other base builders to expand. And then you couldn't build your base, if I remember correctly, anywhere. You had to build them at specific plot points on the map. So like it limited strategy, and everything was just kind of like restricted as far as what you could do to try to take over. It was just very simplified. While I understand that's welcoming for newcomers to RTS, for veteran people of RTS games, that kind of sucks. And I'd like to say they improved upon it in Halo Wars 2 when they came out. They didn't. So, and a lot of it I think it had to do with because it was on console. It was a console restricted limitation. Like, you just can't render that many things. It would crash the game. That's how I feel is what the decision was to do that. But it sucks. It didn't make it awful game, but it just made it not as fun as it could have been. But yeah, that's my number 7. Sorry, long-winded on that one, but that one I had to add that stuff.
My number 6 is Mirror's Edge. Yeah. We never. Okay. So with Mirror's Edge, it's sort of like Earthworm Jim, except I didn't think the character looked funny because it was in first person. But we never got very far. Like, we were awful at the game, but we loved the idea of it, and we loved what little we could figure out how to do. We literally spent hours failing, but jumping around, trying to do the parkour that the game requires you to do.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Have you ever partake in parkour?
Me in real life?
Yeah.
Hell no.
He said hell no. Why not?
You never Well, does it count if I've been on the roof of an abandoned building before?
I mean, that's just being on the roof of an abandoned building. Were you jumping?
Yeah, we were walking around on it. Yeah, we were walking around, jumping over holes in the roof. Very dangerous stuff
So yeah,
to be doing at like 13 years old.
I guess I could consider that parkour.
Yeah, like very, very beginner's parkour. Yeah.
There you go.
I wasn't doing any barrel rolls and none of that. No, sir.
You ever watch, like, I found myself on many moments going down weird rabbit holes on YouTube, which is easily done. People doing like just the weirdest things for parkour with GoPros mounted to themselves. And
oh, yeah.
I love the looks they get from other people just watching. It's just the most puzzled looks. Like, why? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? And like the satisfaction people get from doing parkour, they just feel so good about themselves. And I don't understand it. Maybe because I haven't done it, but it's the strangest thing. That's my TED Talk on parkour.
I'm glad that you feel so passionately about parkour, Travis.
It's just a misunderstanding, I guess, if it's not passion.
So into my number 6 here, might shock people, but I have Plants vs. Zombies.
Why would that shock anyone?
Love that game.
And for me, it's fun. It's it's a good time killer, and it's got staying power because I still will sometimes pull it up. I have it on my phone, Just recently downloaded it on the Xbox because they had it for free for Emmy. That's one of her favorite games, so my kid likes it. So it's in there for me just for mostly just for mere staying power because you can still go back and goof around on it to this day.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that sentiment. I think you're accurate. However, it is not my number 6. My number 6 is Borderlands.
Oh, love that for you.
You love that for me?
Mm-hmm. It's a great game.
It is a great game. I loved the art direction in this. That's what initially drew me to it, because at first I didn't understand what the game was. Once I figured out the loop of the game, that it's basically a looter shooter, right? Mixed with RPG elements. Then I started getting the quirkiness of the character design, and then the missions, and the completionist aspect and exploration. I was like, this is brilliant, and unlike anything else out at the time. And I fell deep into this game. Still love the series to this day. They've had a few misses during their time, but ultimately I think it's a very solid franchise, and if you've never played a Borderlands game, you really need to. Number 5, Ty, what you got?
Number 5 is Resident Evil 5.
Oh, he did it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Number 5 at number 5.
I know. You're welcome. I've graced you all with such a beautiful present of convenience.
You did.
Well, my number 5 is Resident Evil 5.
He did it again.
Relax. I know. It's exciting. But it's Resident Evil 5 because, as with most games that make it to the high end of my top 10 list, it's sentimental. I've played it, maybe the first shooting game I've ever indulged in. I'm not a real big shooter game fan, but I've played it night and day with my brothers. To completion, multiple times. Very fun stuff. Who doesn't like blowing aliens' heads up? I mean, zombies, sorry. Mind is wandering a bit.
They could be classified as aliens, I suppose.
Well, they're
technically,
not human, so.
Technically, to the main characters, where they were at in the world, they were considered aliens to them. Because they were a foreign nation.
Yeah.
So
you're trying.
I'm trying to
defend
help me,
and I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate you trying to help my mess up there.
There's anything else? You got awkward silence.
Okay, we'll go into my number 5, which I have Wii Sports Resort. Added some new games into Wii Sports, which we've talked about on an earlier year. And again, just one of those where everybody could play it. Time killer. And when me and Amy played on our Wii together. Yeah, that one's my number 5.
It's a good one. Number 5 for me was, again, a surprise hit. Batman Arkham Asylum. It was a franchise that desperately needed not a franchise, excuse me. A character that desperately needed a hit in the world of gaming. And they knocked it out of the park with this. They started with a simple concept, an isolated area, small, with unique environments, exploration somewhat, more so for the Riddler's items. But they drew the raw, dark aspects of Batman and just made it more adult and more aggressive. And it was just, it birthed a credible series of Batman games that we have. And I'm not mad at any of them, even though a lot of the later ones got mixed reviews. I've enjoyed all of them. And I'm sad that
I have as well.
I'm just sad that the franchise is done for now, and I'm curious where Rocksteady goes with their next stuff. I guess we'll see. But that is my number 5, Batman Arkham Asylum.
Okay, great. My number 4 is Worms 2 Armageddon.
Oh, good game.
Right. So my favorite part of this game, and I'm really hoping that I'm not misremembering this as a different game, but they had an item in the game called the Holy Grenade,
Hmm.
Holy Bomb, and it would literally like sing when it blew up and leave the most massive crater I'd ever seen. It'd be like, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. And then boom, and there's just like a giant hole in the ground. And it was the greatest thing ever. You had to be there.
No, the Worms games are great. I love their little one-liners that they have when you play. Like the
So
little
good.
things that they say, like if you miss, if you hit them, or if like just like while you're patiently waiting your turns too, they have little one-liners. Very like
Yeah,
cute series of games. Very simple concept too, but it's a fun game. They're fun games.
I
indeed.
agree.
We'll go into my number 4, which for me was just a game that I played a lot at the time. But I have Fight Night Round 4. So if you don't know what it is, it's boxing, but you can create your self and work through work your way up to becoming a champion. And I am also one of the weird ones where I didn't use the if you played the game before, there's the option to use one of the joysticks to do your punches, and the system doesn't work how they design it or they wanted it to. So I always go back to just using the buttons. But yeah, played that game a lot. I think if I'm remembering right, that was also the one where when gamer score was a big deal. Basically, just playing through the game, you get 100% your gamer score on that one.
Mikey says Fight Night games have always been oddly fun. I agree, except for Champion. Fight Night Champion, F that game. In the story mode for that, they put you in scenarios, and one of them you started like in round 2 or round 3 with a broken left hand, and you had to throw combinations to defeat your opponent, but you couldn't without harming yourself, and you had limited health already because you had a broken hand. I had a broken controller after that. And I was done with that game and that series. So thank
Yeah,
you.
I played through that one, and the champion. My hardest part was the first time when you have to box like the boss guy,
Hmm.
and nothing you do to him hurts him the entire time.
Yeah. Just give me a traditional like story where I'm fighting people, not situations. Like, yeah, I don't need all that. My number
Yeah,
4 is Infamous. This game is absolutely what I look for in games. Open world environment, collectibles, mission strands, the ability to have good or evil with a Paragon system, and just so much fun. And it really showcased the abilities of the PS3 visually. Uh, it's a fun open world sandbox. It's literally every game that I look for, and it crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's with all the things on my list. Check out Infamous, and it spawned an incredible series of games, and I hope they return to it someday soon. What you got for number 3, Ty?
My number 3 is Pokemon Heart Gold. Now, I'd like I'd like to put a little asterisk on this because technically it wasn't released in North America yet. It
Okay.
was released in Japan. But it was such a good game when it released over here that I seen it and I was just like, you gotta get on my list, buddy. So my number 3 is Pokemon Heart Gold because the people who made it had hearts of gold.
Not Souls of Silver.
No, not Souls of Silver, Hearts of Gold.
Okay.
And they provided us with such an amazing game. We were not worthy.
Mikey's playing Champion on Game Pass right now, going back to the Fight Night thing.
yeah, it is free if you want to play that right now
Don't
on
do
Game
it.
Pass.
Don't do it.
But
Don't do it.
my number 3 release here was Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection.
Oh,
um,
yeah.
because as Travis will contest, I had a lot of Genesis games. That was the system that I had growing up. And they made games for it forever, if I remember rightly. They just kept coming out with more.
Yeah.
But that one popped the one disc in, and I could play all my favorite Genesis games for hours on end. So
Specifically Sonic 2.
that was definitely one of them. Also, Streets of Rage was on there, I believe, which is a great game.
We played through that on Classics Lounge.
We did, but that was on there, and just so yeah, I know it's people might want to get technical. It's not a new game; it's just a collection of a bunch of Genesis games. But it was released that year, and I played a lot. It's my number 3.
It's allowed. I allow it. My number 3 is Uncharted 2: Among Thieves. I absolutely love this franchise, and 2 is considered by many the best in the series. And if I had to give it some deep thought, I would probably agree. I'd have to do a lot more thinking and breaking down the things that I like and hate from all of them, but 2 is definitely a standout. And the way they write the story and how you play through it, how it circles around on itself, I thought was just very clever. And it ups the ante in the adventure and cinematic moments from the first one, and it improved upon so many things. Check out the Uncharted series if you haven't yet. Highly, 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 highly recommend it.
All right. On to number 2.
Mm-hmm.
On to number 2? Yeah? Okay. My number 2 is Plants vs. Zombies.
Brains.
Now, this scored so high because... And I hope that clears it up. So, I'm just kidding. Plants vs. Zombies is such a fun freaking game. And I'm really surprised that it came out this long ago. Like, I felt like when I first played Plants vs. Zombies, it had to be somewhere in maybe like 2014, maybe at the latest or earliest. Yeah, earliest, at the earliest. Excuse me. Almost died. But, I didn't think it was as old as it was. It is still a fun game till this day. And I do mean the original, not even the spin-offs that came after it. The original, I could still sit down and play the original for hours. Amazing game. And I do recommend, if by some fraction of a chance anyone has not played it.
Yeah, it was in my top 10. I mean,
Yeah.
Wonderful games again.
It is a good game.
And my number 2 is going to be Skate 2.
Ooh.
Look at he did
Number
it.
2.
He did it.
I did it before too, and you didn't even notice it. But well, I'll leave that there.
Oh,
He seemed really upset by that.
must have been distracted. Sorry about that.
Yeah, my number 4 was Round 4.
Oh, I was too angry thinking about Champion that I was distracted. Because once you said that, I immediately thought of Champion. I'm like, fuck that game.
But yeah, so Skate 2 was kind of, just built on Skate. And there's another one where I don't know if I played it. I know we goofed around on it a lot. So it's just fond memories of. And then trying to do the biggest wipeouts we could at one point. Was a whole day. So
yeah, because I think it showed the broken bones in that one. Was that the one where when you wiped out it showed various things? I don't remember.
So.
It's been a minute. I know Skate, the first Skate game just got added this week to Game Pass if you guys are looking for a Skate game to play. And then Skate 3 has been on there for a minute. So check that out if you're into the Skate games. They're fantastic if you like skateboarding games. Good pick. My number 2 is Plants vs. Zombies.
Oh,
So,
made it into all of our top 10. So what's that telling you?
Number 2, Plants vs. Zombies.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
it's telling you that it still today is even a fantastic game. I remember waiting in anticipation for the sequel on mobile. It was called It's About Time, and that's what I was thinking. It was about time for a damn sequel because I want more levels. I've looped this story over and over and over again, and I've attended my greenhouse growing plants and getting coins and done that for so long. I was like, I need something more. There's been a beta for the third one for a while now. I don't know when the full release is actually happening or how far along in development they are. It spawned, obviously, into a major franchise. They have third-person shooter games that you can play on consoles. Those are actually pretty fun. And even to this day, my oldest son plays... he prefers the first one. It is a little bit more inviting and easier than Plants vs. Zombies 2. But he will play over and over again, and then he knows every plant name, all its abilities. He knows every zombie and what it does. Like, he became obsessed with that game. And that right there tells you something. It's inviting, and it really...
The fact that we both all said that we still play it now, and it was it 11 years, 12 years ago?
Yeah.
Came out?
And it's holding higher rank than other games, like major console games that had a high budget. It brought my interest into tower defense as a genre as well, too. It's a genre I didn't know I liked or loved even. And so many clones exist now, and I've played so many clones, and I've had almost as much fun. But Plants vs. Zombies will always be a special game for many more reasons now.
Yeah, because I can feel it for the more reasons, because, like you said, so Atticus plays it, Emmy's gotten into it a bunch, so, like, it's almost fun, like you're watching the next generation playing a game. It's fun.
Yeah, it's cool to share that, and then just to see somebody play something for the first time, and because you'll never, that's the thing about things, you'll never experience that first time with a game or a movie ever again. And those are special emotions or feelings. And a lot of people quote this, you'll never be able to go to opening night for like an Avengers movie ever again, right? You'll see newer ones and you'll get to be opening night, but like there are moments where you played Mario for the first time. You'll never do that again. You'll never experience that very first time playing that game again. Just like Plants vs. Zombies, you'll never experience that first playthrough and learning the game and learning what each one does again. Like, it's sad, but like it's so cool to see that next generation to do that, because then you're living through them, through their experience. But let's wind down here. What is the number one game of 2009 on your list, Ty?
Take a guess.
You already said Plants vs. Zombies, so I don't know.
No. SmackDown versus
Oh,
Raw.
I should have known better. Damn it.
I told you.
Spoiler.
It's going to be a mainstay. The only time that it hasn't been number one was in 2007, where Guitar Hero was number one because of more sentimental value. Sentimental value is the winner.
That's a good game. I love sentimental value.
Yeah. So, yeah. SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 is the number one pick for me for very much obvious reasons.
What's special about this year's version?
About this year's version, honestly, I have no notable memories.
He just loves the series.
I just know that
what.
I played it and I enjoyed it, and we all enjoyed it.
That is a true...
And that's all that matters to me.
True dedicated fanboy.
Yeah.
You were committed.
That's okay.
That's respectable.
Yeah. It was probably awful. I don't know.
I'd like to take a shot or a guess at yours, Rob.
What do you think I got?
It's a certain Cape Crusader.
You would be correct.
No, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
My number one is Batman Arkham Asylum. And kind of like how you hit on, it was I think needed at the time when it came out. And I remember spending many hours even after I beat the story, getting all of the Riddler trophies and just figuring out what you had to do to get all of them. And just many hours into that, and like you said, spawned the series that I played a bunch of all of them. So for me, there wasn't anything. If I had to, it would have been 1 through 10, based on other games that came out that year. That's how much it was like ahead of everything else for me.
Yeah, like I said, I don't disagree. It was my number 5 pick, so it's a great game. Now
What you got for number 1?
I was gonna say, here's the biggest question: does anyone want to take a guess, take a stab at my number 1 pick? I love the anticipation and suspense here.
It's gonna be a game. We know that.
It is a game.
It's Leisure Suit Larry.
It is not Leisure Suit Larry.
I don't even know if that came out this year or not, but
I don't think so.
You know what? A Halo of some sort? Did a Halo come out?
We mentioned Halo 3 ODST and Halo Wars. That was 8 and 7.
Wow. Well, I don't know. I am puzzled.
It is a game I still play to this day. It is a game I also now share with Atticus. It is a game he watches Let's Plays on every single day. It is his obsession.
Mario?
Mikey says Nickelback the game. That would be fantastic.
Nickelback the game.
I would play that.
Guitar Hero Nickelback.
I would play that. Batman says Resident Evil. Nope. All right. Minecraft.
Okay.
He said,
Yeah, okay.
Well, if you want to continue the narrative for some of these, what would you think I would say about Minecraft?
What would you say about Minecraft?
What would I say about Minecraft?
That it's not for you?
Kind of along those lines. I have never played it or had a want to in my entire life.
You've never played Minecraft?
Not once.
Dude,
Wow.
I've bought that game like 5 times. I have it on
So
my
you've
my iPhone.
Played it enough then.
I have it on my iPhone. I have it on the PlayStation. I have it on the Xbox. I have it on the Switch. Where else do I have it? The PS Vita.
I can tell you that Minecraft does have one of my favorite videos of someone gaming I've ever seen. And it was where someone had built the entire. I want to think it was the Hogwarts school.
Yeah.
And we're trying to put fire in a fireplace and dropped it and burned the entire thing to the ground.
Oops.
And they were like 99% done. They were doing the finishing touches and went to go put fire in a fireplace and placed it wrong and burnt the entire thing.
Oops.
And live streamed the entire thing.
Oops. For me, like, I loved Legos growing up. So does my oldest son. Like, he absolutely loves Legos. And I love just kind of the idea of like a survival craft game, so that I have to rummage around, build my own tools, be creative, and just build my home to protect me from skeletons and spiders. But then also there's this lore to it. There's an underworld. There's an Enderman. There's, all these things that can kill you, but there's missions, and there's like this dragon. Like, there's just so much lore and things to the game. Like, it's not just like everything is blocks and you build blocks. Like, that's so simplified and disrespectful to what Minecraft is. And like you said, what people can create. They created Hogwarts out of just blocks. That's incredible. Like, the endless creativity that is capable in this game is really what makes it special. And your only limitation is yourself and your creativity and your imagination.
What you're saying is you like to be creative?
There are moments where I feel that I enjoy being creative or having an outlet like that. I would say yes, that's a safe assumption of my intrigue.
Mm-hmm. Creativity is great.
Yes, it is a great outlet. I adore the game. I'm glad it's a thing. There have been many clones since, but nothing will touch it. And I can't wait to see the future, because that game has evolved so much too.
It really has.
It's a special game, and I'm happy it exists. It's why I deserve.
And you're a special guy, Trav.
And I'm happy I exist. So.
Yeah, I'm happy you exist, bro.
Group hug right now, guys. We're doing this.
No.
No, he said no. Oh God. With that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been our 124th episode of the Dosage Podcast. Of course, if you're here with us live, thank you for chatting in, as always, for the subs, for the donations, for everything you guys do. For those listening back on podcast platforms, we're glad you are, because we'd love more listeners there. If you want to know where to find us, we're on Apple, we're on Google, we're on Spotify, and we're on so many more. Just search Dose of Nerd Acumen. Follow us, like, subscribe, comment, share. Let people know we exist and where to find us. We are a group of passionate gamers, streamers, and nerds. We love what we love. We just love what we do.
We love what we love.
We do. And I can't thank everyone enough that has supported this passion project. For those that have been here since day one, thank you. For those that are just joining us, thank you. Everyone makes this, I almost said the C word. We can't say that anymore. It's been taken from us. We are... Our fellowship, yes. Our bond is forever.
We're a group of like-minded individuals.
We are. And we are all very special. Pat yourselves in the back, because you guys are the best. But again, if you want to stay connected with us, we have a Discord. Stay a part of the conversation between episodes. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, any social media. We export everything we do on YouTube. Find us there. We have almost 900 videos on demand during our 4-year history of the content we put up. That's a lot of stuff to watch. And I still feel like we haven't done it all. There's still so much more to talk about and do. And that's exciting, because that means there's still much more to do. And we're going to keep doing it.
You'll see more of us yet.
You will. So enjoy. Sit back and enjoy the content that we're giving you. Damn it. But mostly, thank you, Ty, for being a guest on this one. Shout out to Cody, who couldn't make it. Safe travels while they're out. And, of course, the co-host of another podcast that we do here, Rob. You can check.
We always keep it real.
Oh, he said it. REEL. The RDNA podcast.
Fortunately, he did say it. He did.
He did.
Unfortunately.
I did.
He did, though. That's
Fortunately.
Fortunately.
Not un.
It's true.
No, fortunately.
This is a great misfortune.
No, it's a great fortune. You can find us on the RDNA podcast, where we review video game movies. Our mission? To find the worst one. Check us out once a month on a Tuesday. You know where to find us. Twitch.tv/DoseOfNerdAcumen. Again, thank you all for joining us. It's always a pleasure. And until next time, everybody, take care.